So, in part two here, we're going to ask Ellen about where does all that energy originate from? Is that from a spiritual place, or is it just who you are as a? Well, we won't so say you're signing on YouTube. How do you get all that energy?
How do I get all this energy? You know what? I do believe that it comes initially from a spiritual place. I identify as a Christian, but more so, not so much with the religion, but with the spiritual aspect of being able to be content in the place that I am and who I am as a person. And I have a very, I don't know how to describe it. It's like live every day like it's your last, and being
Kind of Eastern philosophy, stay in the moment.
yeah.
Really, just put all your energy. We put out all our energy in this interview at this point right now. We're not concerned about later or tomorrow, but we're concerned about putting the energy in this right now and do what we can, the best that we can do right now.
And it's I like to make the most and the best of everything that I do because I don't like to take opportunities for granted, And like I said, I guess it just kind of ties into living every day like it's my last and making sure I make an impact with everything I do. And when we were speaking a little bit off camera about how I just feel like sometimes if I'm not moving, if I'm not working, I'm not making my imprint or my impact on the world, and I feel like, every minute and every second is timed, and I love to be happy. I just love to be happy, and I don't see a reason to not be happy. I look at the bigger picture. I don't dwell on things that, not to say I never get sad or
Right.
never,
That bog you
depressed or
down.
anything like that. Yes, but when something bogs me down, I look at it as an opportunity for me to build and learn something new and to grow and to develop it into a lesson to do better the next time, or to be happier, or I see it as a season. It's like a harvest season, It's like, okay, right now a lot of things are not going my way and it's not going the way I like, but it's because God is preparing me for something bigger. There's something bigger and greater in store, and He needs to teach me this lesson right now, so that when it comes, I'm ready to receive it.
Right,
And
right.
that's just kind of like it just keeps my energy so high, And I love people. I'm very compassionate. I have a passion for just being happy and seeing others happy. So I like to put that energy out there so that other people can, see.
Is it important for you to get feedback?
Yeah.
To feedback? I mean, does feedback motivate you further?
You mean feedback from energy?
No, feedback from
Or just
people.
like criticism
like
or
people.
like...
Well, feedback. You do a project and people say, I like how you did that. That helped me. Does that help you, or do you just keep it going regardless?
I keep it going regardless, but it's when people come up to me and they're like, you know what, I get this a lot. I don't know how you do it, you inspire me to do so much, and I really look up to you. Like getting that type of feedback, it's like, oh man, you can't stop now. You got to keep on going.
I say that because I feel in our community we don't provide enough feedback to each other. We don't communicate enough to each other. And actually, Madison was talking about communication, and I don't know how Madison got at your interview. You weren't in her interview, but she talked about in communication we deal with the headlines. I mean, we deal with the bylines instead of the headlines. But I think as artists, because I'm always talking about artistry, that we really need to give artists feedback. People that are under your that you help or you come across them, they should give you. We have to talk more because it builds us up. It like kindles the fire, it stokes the fire.
You know what?
what I'm saying?
You have a good point because I did a lot of work with native Ghanaians and the Ghanaian community.
Tell them. Go ahead. Hit 'em.
It's a lot
Upside the
different.
head. Hit 'em.
It's a lot different from. Actually, I won't say it's a lot different, but in that culture as well, and we see it in the African American community here in the U.S. as well. There's something about being comfortable when somebody's at a point of understanding a level that you can understand. And it's like once that person starts to turn and kind of elevate above something that's beyond that understanding, it's no longer positive. There's no longer that feedback, whether positive or negative. It's more of I'm going to go behind the scenes and make sure that, I tear you down, which is just, I mean, to me, it's crazy. It's really crazy because you know what? One thing, and I was just thinking about this earlier this morning when I was doing my devotional and I was like writing my reflections. We all, you are you. You, no one is you, and that is your power. And until people understand that and believe that and know that everything that has been,
Give us some five. You give me some dab.
oh, what has been destined for you is for you, and no one can take that away from you or change that. So if you know and you can own your talent and believe in your talent and know that no one else is going to have that exact talent, you won't be worried about someone else being in competition with you or taking your place or, you know, coming above you. In fact, all of our talents and our energies work together to make the world a better place. So we all need to be pushing each other to get to our maximal potential so that we can all operate the way we were meant to operate, the way we were created to operate. And when one is pulling down the other, guess what? You know how energy works, okay? One goes down, the other goes up, and you're never going to find that homeostasis, you know, which is a scientific term for, you know, that leveling, that grounding. So it really, and that's part of what I want to do with, you know, my mentoring group, Class Management, is really, it's uplifting, it's empowering, it's sharing resources, it's talking, it's that's the other aspect of it that I'm really passionate about, because I wouldn't have been able to get to where I've gotten to if I didn't have people who were in the places that I want to be really pulling me forward and saying, hey, you know what, here's this person, here's that person, do this, do that, and expecting nothing from it. And there's so many, people don't understand, it's like sowing and reaping, and the universe really works in so many amazing ways. Like, you really think
Very
that
amazing.
holding on to that one little thing is going to get you somewhere. It's not. It's really not. So you have to know yourself. You have to be confident in yourself and know your worth. And once you discover that and you discover your artistry, you find out, you know, that purpose and that passion.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
You have nothing to worry about at all, and everyone's energy will be great. But until then,
Oh, beautiful.
we gotta, you know.
I'm ready to just put the camera on you, and I'm going to the other side, and you can just finish doing the lesson.
Yeah.
Doing the lesson.
It's very important.
So it seems like Ellen is getting warmed up. This is part 2, and that was an excellent. So we're gonna go to part 3. I don't know where we're going, but we're on our way. I think somebody in Little Rascals used to say that. I'm telling my age, but anyway,
I know we're